All right, let's jump right in with today's deep dive. We're doing things a little differently this time, eh? Pure Faroe Islands news, rapid fire style, for those who want the info without the, all the bells and whistles.
Exactly, straight to the headlines.
So first up, we've got this fishing deal for 2025, Faroe Islands and Russia.
Yeah, interesting one to watch for sure, especially with those cod quotas down by what, almost 24%?
It'll be 3.8% to be precise, and haddock down 4.5%.
Right. Can't forget the Russian side either. Mackerel quota is down 34.3% and North Sea herring down,
10.6%. Some big shifts there.
definitely. And speaking of shifts, that whole election fraud debate in Reykjavik, that's still going strong.
Oh yeah, that's not going away anytime soon, I'd say. Meanwhile, over in Tórshavn, seems like that proposal to lower the municipal tax, well, it failed.
Yeah, a few folks are pretty disappointed about that, with the cost of living and all.
Makes sense. On a brighter note, though, the Faroe Islands has its very first female deputy prime minister, Sirius Stenberg.
It's about time. A big moment, for sure.
Absolutely. And now we've got some folks raising concerns about the Faroe Tunnel project, the environmental impact.
Happens with these big infrastructure things, yeah. But hey, let's switch gears for a minute, talk some general news. House prices in Tórshavn, they're still going up?
Up and away. High demand, it seems.
That's right. Now, the Skipara og Navigatorfélag, that's the Skippers and Navigators Association, right? They've got a meeting coming up, contract negotiations on the agenda.
Be stuff for the maritime folks.
Absolutely. Oh, and you know what's got everyone talking? Handball, of course.
The EM tournament, yeah. That big Faroe Islands versus Switzerland match, everyone's waiting for that.
Even the Swiss coach says he's expecting a close one. And Turigay, one of the Faroes players, well, let's just say she's pretty excited, especially with how far the team's come.
So back to Tórshavn for a sec. There's this new building regulation they're thinking about for Vagsvatn and Skállatru. Urban planning, always a hot topic. Shaping the city bit by bit, totally. And last but not least, we've got Vaga Municipality and the University of the Faroe Islands teaming up on a project about, wait for it, sustainable food production.
And they're even getting the little ones involved from the daycare centers.
Love that.
Yeah.
Getting them started early.
And before we completely move on from that, we can't forget about the weather.
Oh, right. Yeah. Seems like it's been pretty rough out there lately.
There are a lot of sources talking about, storms, high winds, that sort of thing.
Definitely something to keep in mind, especially for folks traveling. But okay, let's talk sports. Handball, the big one. Faroe Islands men's team. They're going up against Switzerland in that EMN tournament.
Huge game for them.
And the Swiss coach, he's already saying it's going to be a nail-biter.
Gotta love that pre-game tension.
Totally. But, one of the Faroes players, Tyriade, she's been saying how excited she is, talking about all the progress the team's made.
That kind of confidence can really make a difference out there on the court.
For sure. Okay, so back to local news for a sec. Seems like there's this new building regulation they're considering for Vagsvatn and Skállatru over in Tórshavn.
Yeah, urban planning, always interesting to see how those things develop, how they change the face of a city.
Absolutely. And on a totally different note, this is cool. Vaga Municipality and the University of the Faroe Islands, they're doing this project together, all about sustainable food production.
And get this, they're even getting the kids involved from the local daycare centers.
That's awesome. Got to start them young, right?
Exactly. And speaking of starting young, let's not forget those crazy storms and winds we were talking about earlier.
Oh, right, yeah. There have been a bunch of reports. Apparently, there's been some damage across the islands, from the storms.
Yeah, Mother Nature, gotta respect her power, right?
Back for round 3, the final stretch of our Faroe Islands news marathon.
Let's do it. Gotta finish strong, right?
Exactly. So